OKC. OKC Thunder. Thunder up. They're back in the finals. It's gonna be the first time since 2012 that's led by Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden Thunder that went up against the Miami Heat of LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade. They're back because the Oklahoma City Thunder smashed the Minnesota Timberwolves. Smashed them. 124-94. They was destroying them. SGA, cool, calm, and collected. About business. He won the Magic Johnson Western Conference MVP award. He finished with 34, 8, and 7. Jalen Williams with 19 and 8. He was playing great defense out there. Chet Holmgren had 22. Playing great defense, get some big blocks. Listen, there's a mission with OKC. And what they did to Minnesota, it just seems like, all right, Minnesota had that one win. They just, this team, man, the way they attack defensively, the different matchups they bring, the guys that could come out there and play. And they held Antman to 19 points. Julius Randle with 24. You got guys like Mike Conley giving you 0. It's interesting. Is it about matchups or was Minnesota just? Because I will tell you this. At times when they were playing my Lakers, I just felt that you could say it was defensive lapse and things like that. Man, when you got a team disciplined on team defense, certain things, and they see things. Not all the offenses yet, but they see things. Man, that goes along. And this team just lets me know how far along my Lakers are when I see Oklahoma City Thunder, what they do to Minnesota, shutting down Ant. When we couldn't, we had some little success against Ant, but the other guys we couldn't stop, and they bombed us out. That wasn't happening here. OKC had a collective agreement in doing what they had to do. Mark Daigneault is a great coach, and this team has what it takes to win the championship. For the most part, I think they'll beat Indiana or New York for the most part, probably handily, probably sweep of 5 games, either one, because the way they attack, the way they do certain things. SGA operates as if he's playing in the 2000s. You know, with that great the great the great explosion at off guard. That's how he's operating. He doesn't shoot a lot of threes. He can make them when he has. He makes them when he has to. He shoots it wide open. He's not gonna force anything out. Everything else he's trying to get in space, get in his niches, get to the spot that he works on, and it's a very high percentage. His pull ups, everything. And I did say, I said, listen, SGA is the best player in this series. Antman is the most explosive player. And Antman, I said what he needed to do is explode completely on his team. And he only exploded in the game that they won. And that was all in the first quarter. Antman needed an explosion to do it, but he couldn't. They're forcing him. They're forcing him. They're forcing him to give up the ball. And then when he does it, he's taking too many tough shots. He gets it. He brings the ball up. Don't need him to be doing that. Because I remember at times, if y'all want to compare Jordan, right? Jordan used to get the ball, right? He used to get the rebound. And this is prior to Phil Jackson. He'll get it. He'll bring it up. He'll even call for the high screen from the big man, and that means he's going to go 1-on-1 with a pull up or drive to the basket. Or if he brings it up, he's trying to attack the hole, attack the paint. Everybody's looking at him, right? This is with Doug Collins. Now, when Phil took over, Jordan gets the rebound. If he brings it up, the moment he brings it up, if there's a pick being set, he's passing it to the other guy to wing that's going to come, and then he's jetting to the side to get the isolation 1-on-1 move so he could either go for a quick fadeaway jumper or he's diving in to try to go to the basket for a dunk or air reverse. And a lot of times that was just by design. But he was always getting the ball back for the most part. And if they doubled on the come, Jordan dives for the back cut, and either Scottie Pippen or whoever was hit him with the backdoor cut, and then he goes in for a layup. I don't see that with Ant. I don't see it. Because even Dwayne Wade used to do that too. Because that's what Tim Grover and them worked on was a play. And has to try to make scoring easier for him, high percentage, than shooting threes. And that's going to be a big thing he's going to have to work on, especially this summer. Because if they didn't get Karl Anthony Towns, the Timberwolves, would they be here? Yeah. They got here last year. Lost to Dallas. It's a total makeup of the team, right? So swapping Randall for thing, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. Two different players. What Minnesota need? Because if they want to grade their team compared to Oklahoma City Thunder, then there's going to have to be overhaul. There's going to have to be a lot of changes this summer, and teams do that. What would they do that with new manager in there? Guys trying to save money. They don't want to break bank. They don't want to make trades. They don't want to pay luxury taxes and things in that nature. This is how you lose a player like Anthony Edwards. Because Ant right now is thinking about his money. He's just thinking about his money and trying to make a name for himself. When that pressure gets on him, 2 back-to-back conference finals, lose both in 5 games. It's going to be about roster reconstruction. What can they do? What will they do? Because, I don't know, he's young. Ant is young. 23, 24. But Ant is getting success early on. And when that happens, for a team like Minnesota, you got to understand it's not about the minor, it's about the major. What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to hurt in the short term, possibly with long term success? What risk are you willing to take? Because guess who did that? Cleveland with LeBron James. Cleveland could have did 10 times better than what they did. But they took LeBron youth into question. They took LeBron's youth into question. You understand, you're making the money. You're making money. But the real question is, his legacy is getting hit. His personal legacy is getting hit. Things are being thrown at him and he's being hit by it. And they understand that comes with the territory. But now they're asking, what are you doing for me? Who are you getting in here with me? Matching my intensity to win. Who are you going to bring in here with me? No disrespect to Julius Randle, but he's not on Ant's level. He's one tier below. Ant is a superstar. Julius Randle's an all-star. Ant needs another superstar with him. Because if Ant is being doubled and everything else, he got a guy on his team that could get 30 or 40 and impact the win. Somebody willing to take a back seat, but also know they are going to be getting buckets as well. They're going to have a tremendous impact on the game. They need to do something. Because that gap between them and OKC is a little wide. And it showed in this series. And what he did, what they did against the Lakers and Golden State. Listen, I love my Lakers. I know we need tremendous help. But OKC would have took care of those guys, took care of both of those teams in 4 games. They would have swept both of them with an average margin of over 20 points on average. Because neither one of those teams would have had a chance. That's what Minnesota management need to do. They need to really think about and evaluate. There's a lot there. Because you gave up a lot for Rudy Gobert, which seemed like good move at the time, depending on his success. But now it's about the next move y'all need to do. But this is NBA One Takes Pretty Boy Laker, and I'm out.